Hey there, friends, it's Sarah here from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team, and She Designs Casey over on Instagram. And if you are a fall fan, if it's your favorite season, you love all the cozy vibes, then let's hang out today while I do some embellishing on some of these fall themed craft blanks. And we're going to embellish them with some Acrylograph pens and give them a little bit of pop and fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So the supplies I'm going to be using today are some craft blanks that I got at my local craft store. You can also find items like this at dollar stores and things like that, but I just picked up some artificial pumpkins, some little wooden acorns and leaves, things like that that looked pretty fallish and were blank canvases for me to create on. So I'm using those along with my Acrylograph pens. So these first couple of small pumpkins I decided to do in more of a Halloween theme. I got a medium-sized black pumpkin last year that I covered with white ghosts using my white Acrylograph pen, and I loved how that came out. So I wanted to do these two pumpkins to kind of coordinate with that one. So I'll have that little trio sitting out, and I think it's gonna look really great together. And as you can see, these pens work really nicely on these artificial pumpkins, and I think they turned out so cute. I'm really happy with them. I decided not to do any sketching or guidelines on my pumpkins, but I did use a pencil to sketch out my ghosts on the pumpkin I did last year. So you definitely can use a pencil to help you plan out, but I decided to just wing it and it turned out fine. Little errors and stuff and shaky lines and things like that are not that big a deal. It's kind of what gives it that handmade look anyway. So I love how these came out. And now we'll move on to the largest pumpkin that I got, and I decided to do more of a fall look for this that's not specific to Halloween, so I can leave this out from September all the way through Thanksgiving if I want to. So yeah, I'm just gonna draw these leaves all over the pumpkin. I'm using kind of a dark green, bluish green sort of shade for this. And on that subject, this is one thing that I love about buying a craft blank and then embellishing it yourself is that you can kind of make it go with your decor, the colors that you prefer. So, typically in the fall we see a lot of orange and maybe orange is not really your vibe or orange is not the look you're going for. Maybe you want pink stuff for the fall. I know I love pink, so but anyway, so you can pick the colors that you want and really make these things personal and to fit with your aesthetic and your fall vibe. So I love that. Alright, so next up I'm going to work on these little tiny wooden acorns that I got, which I didn't really have a plan for, but they were just so precious. I had to buy them. So I decided to do just a variety of different things on them. Some of them I colored the cap, some of them I colored the nut. I think that's what that would be. And then I just did stripes and polka dots and things like that. And I love how they came out. They're really cute. They were definitely the thing that gave me hand cramps the worst because it was hard to hold those little things. But what I decided to do with these in the end was put them in a hurricane jar with a candle in the center. So I'll show you that at the end, and it came out really great. And this one here is a little wooden cutting board that I found. This was my favorite one to draw on. It was so smooth and easy to work with. I did wish that I had been able to do a pencil sketch because I prefer a little bit of a guideline when I'm doing lettering, but I couldn't see my pencil lines on this dark wood, so I ended up just winging it here, which it came out pretty good, but I wished it was a little bit more centered. But that's okay. I should have used a little bit of chalk and that would have done the trick, but I did not think of that at the time. So anyway, but it's really cute and I'm gonna hang that up in my kitchen next to my sink, so I love that one. So the last item I'm embellishing are these cute little wooden leaves. They were pretty tricky because the wood was a little bit unfinished, kind of splintery. So I ended up doing kind of a streaky look, and didn't try to get a totally flat and even base on it because I didn't want to mess my pens up really bad. So, but yeah, they came out looking really good, and I decided to put these in my hurricane jar along with my little acorns, which you'll see at the end, and I love how that came out. But these would also be perfect if you were having like a fall dinner party to use as a place setting and write a person's name on. That would be a really sweet look. So here's that little pumpkin that I did the ghosts on, and a look at just all the pumpkins that or all the items that I decorated for this video. I did create a free printable which you can snag over on the blog post associated with this topic that has some step-by-steps on some fall doodles and some fall lettering that you can trace if you want to practice any of this before you go in on your craft blank. But yeah, so we'll see now all of these items placed around my house and how I incorporated them with my other decor. And so you can see here, if you have little imperfections and things like that, they're not going to be noticeable when they're out on display like this. And the overall look is just so fun and personal. And I just had a blast making all of this. So I hope that this has inspired you to personalize some of your fall decor. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And I will talk to y'all soon. Please subscribe for more fun and creative content.